What is up, YouTube? It's your host, Deeper Depths with the Deeper Level Podcast. Do me a favor and smash that like button. Also, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I upload a new video and more content becomes available right here on this channel. Let's go. What is up, YouTube? It is your boy Deeper Depths with the Deeper Level. If it sounds like I'm excited, it's because I am. We have a lot of information to cover in this video on today regarding Gotham Knights. First and foremost, before I even go a step further, the first thing that I want to do is give a huge shout out to the team at Games Montreal. It was announced on their official Twitter page that Gotham Knights has officially gone gold, and it says see you in October. There are a lot of development teams that never make it this far. A lot of people don't realize what it actually takes to accomplish this and get to this part in the process. There's a lot of people that have great ideas, but sometimes it doesn't necessarily manifest or come to fruition. So again, I want to say congratulations to Warner Brothers Games Montreal on recently going gold. Now, with that being said, recently from IGN, we got another look at Gotham Knights gameplay of two high-level Red Hood builds. We had already seen a little play of Red Hood almost a year ago, but we all know that the content that was shown on that particular day was mid. I guess it could have been potentially from the person who was actually playing the character Red Hood, but whatever the case, it was not really a satisfactory experience to watch. But we recently got a video that was released of two high-level Red Hood builds, which is the first time that we've seen any high-level builds in the game. And I'm going to prove that simply because when we saw the build of this brawler and when we saw the build of this marksman person who was doing ranged combat, we also noticed that there is status damage. I did a video short on my YouTube earlier before I released this video showing the different types of statuses that I noticed while I was watching the video. We seen everything from ice status, we seen everything from fire status, and we also seen shock status, which is also like thunder or lightning. All of those are color coded, so of course your ice damage was a light colored blue to represent ice, and of course your fire damage was a red color, and then your shock damage is a purple color. Now, the reason we are just now seeing this is because obviously these two high-level builds are high enough to actually have this status attached to their particular weapons. Now, of course, in the event of Nightwing, Robin, or Batgirl, of course those statuses would be attached to their weapons as well, but we're seeing it from a range standpoint by watching these two high-level Red Hoods. Now, with that being said, we're getting more into the RPG mechanics of the game, and this is where the play styles really start to open up and develop, because all of those status damages are going to allow you to do different things as far as how it affects the enemies that you are hitting. Now, as it relates to status damage, the first type of status damage that I want to cover is the ice status damage, which you can see there is a blue tint, and it also looks like ice particles are coming from the weapon when he uses it. We've also seen that it has a freeze effect on enemies, whereas when they are hit with these attacks that are affected by ice with that particular status, it not only freezes the character, but I'm wondering if it will potentially add slow on the particular enemy. So after they come out of the frozen state, will they still be slowed down from their attack speed? Now, going with the RPG mechanics that I've seen in times past on other games, generally once you affect someone with an ice status, it's going to attach slow on them. So hopefully that is the case here with the ice status. The next status that I want to cover is the fire status. We see here that when Red Hood uses the two-fisted reload, that it has a fire status damage attached to it. Now, With the RPG mechanics, most of the time whenever fire statuses is used, it puts a burn effect on the particular enemy that you hit with the fire damage. And what burn normally does is it is a DOT, it is a damage over time, which basically ticks away power from that particular enemy and their health as the status continues to go on. Now, not saying that's the case for Gotham Knights, because again, everything that I'm saying is hypothetical and potential. We know that it is a fire-based attack, but as far as how it affects that particular enemy, only time can tell. And lastly, the status that can be seen being used by Red Hood is the shock status. In other words, lightning status. We see this being used, and now in my experience with RPG mechanics from other games, a lot of times shock status will affect the character that you're attacking with stun. So whenever your enemies are hit with shock status, it can add a stunning effect. It also seems to have AoE mechanics in it as well. So it looks like the shock status throughout the Red Hood gameplay is spreading and spilling over to other enemies. Now, again, I could be wrong. Once again, this is totally hypothetically. I'm just going with what I'm thinking and what I'm assuming. But on the deeper level, that's what we do, is go deeper. So I'm guessing that the shock status will add some type of stun to enemies, and it should be spreaded and have some type of AoE effect, but only time will tell. Now, thus far, these were the three most prominent status effects that stood out in the most recent gameplay that we've seen. However, hopefully this is not limited to only these three statuses. There could potentially be another type of status that is added in the game, but this was just the statuses I wanted to cover that were the most noticeable from what we've seen so far. IGN also said that they would be showcasing the skill tree later in the week. So of course, after we take a look at that, we'll have a better opportunity to assess exactly how the potential builds can be made for all of the characters in Gotham Knights. Well, if you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, please let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section below as it relates to status effects and the possible RPG mechanics. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I upload a new video and more content becomes available. Once again, this is Deeper Depths of the Deeper Level, and I will see you again on the next video. Peace.